It was so I was sitting on the plane. I was watching Netflix. I was watching that new show, Altered Carbon. It's called.
Never heard of it.
It's like futuristic kind of thing.
All right.
And so I'm watching it, and I'm sitting in the window seat, and there's like a middle-aged woman sitting next to me, and all of a sudden, I don't know why in this episode, apparently it was a very sexual episode. There was like a romping scene going on.
Whoa, okay.
Not just a sex scene. This was like a romping scene.
I know what you're talking about, man.
A lot of nudity, and it just kind of popped. It's not like a sex show. It's just, sometimes the shows have.
You weren't watching porn. You were watching a TV show, okay?
Yeah, I wasn't. I was watching a TV show, and so I can kind of see that, and it kept happening like multiple times in this episode. I don't know what this writer was on during when he was doing this episode.
Were they long scenes? I think that matters.
Oh yeah, they're like good 5-minute scenes. So,
whoa, okay.
At least. Yeah, when 5 minutes in that situation seems like a really long time, and I could tell out of the corner of my eye that she was like, she noticed, was looking, but she wasn't saying anything or like overly paying attention, but you could tell out of the corner of the eye that she was kind of like, okay, there's like, they're naked people on this guy's screen, and so I got really uncomfortable. And the part I have a question for here, and this for women, people that work in the airline industry, guys, anybody. Did I handle it the right way? Should I have turned it off? I didn't. I just let it go. And then I was like, oh my God, am I offending this woman? Can I watch? Like, is this appropriate to watch on a plane? I'm not doing it. It's just a TV show. And so I didn't. I kind of let it ride. And I was like, I could have, like on my next flight, I scrubbed through. And then I realized like, I like missed a bunch of the stuff. Like there's stuff. I missed part of the show. Now, what am I supposed to do? Like, can I not watch?
Move on, yeah.
Can you not watch these shows? Is that inappropriate?
When you fly international, and sometimes you get lucky with those domestic flights where you have the TVs and almost like every show or movie's free. There's rated R movies that have sex scenes in those movies. Like, there are options even on the airplane.
Yeah.
But I always think that, too, when I'm choosing, if I choose something I know has nudity or is graphic, like, who's sitting next to me? What if they get offended that I'm watching this and I'm judged?
So should I, one, not watch that show anymore on planes? Two, what should I have done in that situation specifically? Should I have turned it off right away? Megan's in Frisco. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning.
You think I don't know if I handled it right. I'm like so like sick about it because I feel like I did something that's super offensive.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily super offensive, but what I do think is I think you should always take care of yourself. And I have a rule. You need to be considerate of those around you, but I have a rule that I would never do anything that would keep me up at night. So
I get what you're saying. So if it bothers me, I shouldn't watch it next time on the flight because I was like tossing and turning all night last night because I was nervous. So I guess if I'm nervous about it, it's something that I shouldn't be doing, is what she's saying.
So yeah, if you think you're doing something wrong, you probably are.
All right.
Since you had to ask the question, you screwed up.
Jeremy is in Richardson. You fly a lot, huh, man?
I do, yeah, all the time. So I think that you were fine. Watching whatever it is that you were watching. If somebody has a problem with it, really. It's their responsibility to tell you, hey, look, I don't feel comfortable watching that next to you.
Can they do that? Is that a thing too?
I don't like that excuse though, because like that's not an excuse for anything else in life. Like if you're like, oh, if you had a problem with it, I shouldn't have said offensive things. You should have told me. Like, you know where boundaries are. So if you think you're crossing somebody's boundary,
I'm not sure,
they shouldn't have to tell you that.
Yeah, but your boundaries may be different from somebody else's boundaries. So you may not think that you're crossing a boundary.
Okay, but we need to create a social standard then. There needs to be a social
standard. Yeah,
we're creating a social standard on airplanes, I think.
All right.
There is. You don't yell. You don't start a lot of trouble. But
you don't watch porn on the airplane.
Wasn't watching porn. All right, thank you, Jeremy. Hey, you have a great day today, everybody.
No problem. Take care.
All right, Jerry. Let's. Andrea's in Hearst. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning.
All right. Do you think I should have handled it differently? Should I turned it off?
Absolutely not. I think you were perfectly fine watching what you were watching. It's kind of like everybody has like different parts and levels of morality. Some people are offended by somebody else drinking, but that doesn't stop people from drinking.
Oh, so you're under this impression you're going to always offend somebody, so screw it, live your life?
No, not necessarily. This was a television show. This is, broadcasted. This is available for everybody to watch if they subscribe to Netflix. I think that it's perfectly fine. Now, if you were going to an adult website and watching that, that's a completely different thing. Not everybody can watch that.
Yeah, I think that's illegal. Is it illegal?
I'm just saying.
Is porn illegal? No, it's not illegal.
To watch in public? I don't know if it is.
I think that's probably a state law.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's a good question.
Television show.
Too.
It's a television show. You're fine to watch it.
Yeah, that's a good question too. If thank you. If there's like if I'm, what's the difference between watching porn and watching all these sex scenes? Is there a difference? Is that illegal? I don't know. I need a lawyer. I think. I don't think I'm ever getting on a plane again.